trailer for Dune having come out recently, we couldn't be more excited for Denis Villeneuve's adaptation of the groundbreaking novel. However, since it's been delayed for another 8 months, it also got us thinking, what are some other good book-to-film adaptations that have come out up until now? Well, what better place to come up with an answer than a top 10 list of the best book-to-film adaptations of all time? Welcome to Patrol Clip, and before we begin listing the adaptations that made film and book fans happy, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything Patrol Clip. Number 10. Silver Linings Playbook. This quirky romantic dramedy is one that many fans will remember as the one that got Jennifer Lawrence her first Oscar. The movie follows Pat, played by Bradley Cooper, a bipolar man recently released from a mental institution, keen to get back on his feet and determined to win back his estranged wife. He meets Tiffany, a recent widow who convinces him to enter a dance competition with her. Being an adaptation of the novel of the same name by Matthew Quick, Silver Linings Playbook is crazy good. It completely revitalizes the rom-com genre by injecting some much-needed realism into the story. Plus, the cast is the stuff of dreams. It includes Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, Jackie Weaver, and Chris Tucker. Don't miss this one. Number 9. No Country for Old Men. Yes, we know. On this channel, we've covered No Country for Old Men 6 ways till Tuesday, but what some people don't know is that it's actually an adaptation from Cormac McCarthy's 2005 novel of the same name. The story follows a Vietnam veteran who makes the discovery of a lifetime when he stumbles upon $2 million in the aftermath of a Texas drug deal gone bad. He decides to keep the cash, which sets off a violent chain reaction as a merciless killer starts tracking him to recover the money. No Country for Old Men features some amazing performances from Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, Woody Harrelson, and Tommy Lee Jones, and the story itself is brilliantly executed. The film won 76 awards from 109 nominations across multiple organizations, and at the 80th Academy Awards, it won Best Picture, Best Director for the Coen Brothers, Best Supporting Actor for Javier Bardem, and Best Adapted Screenplay. If you like Western/neo-noir thrillers, this one you have to see. Number 8. Forrest Gump.
Run, Forrest, run!
A true classic and beloved movie. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994, but you can credit Winston Groom's 1986 novel for inspiring the story. Forrest, a man with low IQ, recounts the early years of his life when he found himself in the middle of key historical events. But all he really wants is to be reunited with his childhood sweetheart, Jenny. With a fantastic performance from Tom Hanks and a touching story, Forrest Gump is a film that you should go running to see. Number 7. Argo. This adaptation wasn't the first time that Ben Affleck sat down in the director's chair. Argo is about an exfiltration specialist who masquerades as a Hollywood producer in order to rescue 6 Americans who are held captive in Tehran during the U.S. hostage crisis in Iran. It's actually an adaptation of a novel written by former CIA operative Tony Mendez and best-selling author Matt Baglio. The film received 7 nominations at the 85th Academy Awards and won 3 for Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Film Editing. All of those awards rightfully deserved, with a great cast consisting of Affleck, Bryan Cranston, Alan Arkin, and John Goodman in supporting roles. A very intense and compelling story, this thriller will keep you on your toes. Number 6. The Lord of the Rings Trilogy. Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings films are regarded as possibly the best fantasy trilogy of all time, with each film being praised and deemed as practically flawless. The films, subtitled The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King, were released serially worldwide between December 2001 and December 2003. They're based on J.R.R. Tolkien's epic fantasy novel, The Lord of the Rings, adapted for the screen by Jackson, Fran Walsh, and Philippa Boyens. Set in Tolkien's fictional Middle-earth, the plot follows the hobbit Frodo Baggins and his fellow members of the Fellowship of the Ring as they embark on a quest to destroy the One Ring, which will rid Middle-earth of the Dark Lord Sauron. The cast includes, well, a whole lot of people. The first film, The Fellowship, received 13 Academy Award nominations, winning in 4 categories of makeup, cinematography, score, and VFX. The second film, Two Towers, won 2 out of 6 Academy Award nominations, Best Sound Editing and Best VFX. The third film made history by winning 11 Academy Awards from 11 nominations, tying Titanic and Ben-Hur for the most Oscars won ever, including Best Picture. Peter Jackson has made quite the precious trilogy. Now, we're going to get into not just the best book-to-film adaptations, but some of the greatest films ever made. Number 5, To Kill a Mockingbird. Based on Harper Lee's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel of the same name, To Kill a Mockingbird follows Scout Finch, whose father is a lawyer defending a black man against fabricated rape charges in the Depression-era Alabama. As the trial progresses, Scout and her brother Jem are exposed to a world of racism and stereotyping, which causes them to mature way beyond their years. The movie was an absolute success upon its release in 1962, and it's still considered one of the greatest films of all time. Harper Lee herself loved the adaptation and was in awe of Gregory Peck's acting skills, who offers a brilliant portrayal of Atticus Finch. It won 3 awards at the 35th Academy Awards: Best Actor for Peck, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Art Direction. It's a true classic that everyone should see. Number 4, 12 Years a Slave. Solomon Northup's 1853 memoir detailing his experience being kidnapped and sold into the slave trade was the basis for 12 Years a Slave, which was adapted for the screen by John Ridley and Steve McQueen, one of the best directors of the past decade. The story follows Solomon Northup, a free African-American who is promised a fortnightly job by Brown and Hamilton. However, after arriving in Washington, D.C., he realizes that he has been sold into slavery. What follows is a brutal and gripping drama in one of the best films of 2013, with incredible performances from Chiwetel Ejiofor, Michael Fassbender, Benedict Cumberbatch, Paul Dano, Paul Giamatti, and Lupita Nyong'o, to name a few. It earned 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Supporting Actress for Lupita Nyong'o. A film that everyone should see, 12 Years a Slave offers a dramatic retelling of terrible events that many filmmakers dare to attempt making. Number 3, The Silence of the Lambs. 2 words, Anthony Hopkins. Of course, his performance is one of the greatest strengths of the film alongside Jodie Foster, but the film itself is also magnificent. The story follows Clarice Starling, a young FBI trainee who interviews Hannibal Lecter in her pursuit to apprehend a serial killer. Lecter is himself a cannibalistic serial killer serving life behind bars, but who just happens to be a brilliant psychiatrist as well. Unfortunately to Clarice, his insights don't come cheap. The intense and haunting story that unfolds on screen is one for the ages, and the film is definitely deserving of its 5 Oscar wins for Best Picture, Actor, Actress, Director, and Screenplay. The book, by Thomas Harris, was a New York Times #1 bestseller, while the film was voted as 1991's Best Picture of the Year. It's a fantastic read and watch, with a nice greasy liver served on a dirty ashtray with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Number 2, The Godfather. When you think of Francis Ford Coppola's adaptation of the incredible novel by Mario Puzo, the words masterpiece and staple of cinema might come to mind. Not to mention the iconic performances by Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and more. The story of an American crime family took the country by storm and quickly became a New York Times #1 bestseller shortly after its release in 1969. When Coppola adapted it for screen, it received even more praise, especially at the 45th Academy Awards, where it won Best Picture, Best Actor for Brando, Best Adapted Screenplay for Coppola, and what's even more incredible is that The Godfather Part 2 one-upped its predecessor, becoming one of the greatest sequels ever made. This is a masterful adaptation that everyone, including you, should have seen by now. You just can't refuse it. Well, folks, it's down to this. One of the best adaptations in films ever made, and our #1 pick, The Social Network. So there's so much that can be said about David Fincher's 2010 decade-defining masterpiece. The film is sensational and is probably the best collaboration between a writer and director with Aaron Sorkin, who's already a masterful screenwriter, breathing so much life into his script while David Fincher realizes his incredible vision. The film was adapted from Ben Mesrich's 2009 book, The Accidental Billionaires, which tells the story of the founding of the social networking website Facebook and resulting lawsuits, and wow, the performances are outstandingly good, with Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield bringing the best out of their characters. Cinematography is magnificent and the screenplay is outstanding. We are, however, surprised that the film only won 3 Oscars. Of course, the awards for adapted screenplay, original score, and film editing were more than deserved, but we feel like should have won Best Director, Best Actor for Eisenberg, and Best Supporting Actor for Garfield, who was very much snubbed. All in all, it left its mark as a decade-defining film that is one of the best adaptations/films ever made.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Well, thank you for watching. Do you agree with our list, or would you maybe rearrange a few entries? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you can get in on all things Patrol Clip in the future. And until next time.